First was by Quicksilver, so I was led by Kentucky, and the band called Rose by Nectar. This called is owned by Green Lake and
Back. So I'll just back. Just getting to call people out to come to the ring every time.
Announce that one.
Yeah.
Technology. We need to keep those going right around Australia.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was one of the exciting things yesterday was when I went through the technology section of Quick.
on Class 1, female 6 months to under 9 months. First was Midlands Roslyn, entry number 1007. Second was entrant 1009, Trinity Vale Roxette. And third was entrant number 1008, Trinity Vale Renaissance. I'll pass over to the judge for his comments.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real privilege for myself to be up here judging. I'm up here as exhibitor in '94. In fact, I'd like to come back one day, and it's just a privilege to be here. Privilege to be judging with my daughter Ruby as my associate today. First of all, in this Flick V class, what we're going to be looking for today is sort of type of cattle that we like to breed. They've got to have a bit of stretch in them, but still they've got some firm frame and some capacity into them, and being able to walk with a bit of bone in them. So this first class of heifers was a good start for us today. The heifer we have in first place, she probably leads out the best. She walks, she's got adequate bone for her size. She'll grow into it. She's probably a bit later maturing. And then our second heifer we have, but still we just felt she's probably the most complete package. If she'd like to lead off, just have a look at her profile when we walk by. Like I said, she's just a nice natural sort of heifer. She walks out, a bit more thickness would be handy, but we still like her style and her presence about her. The heifer we have in second is a bit more moderate frame. If we were going to change her
The junior bull, Rose Bay Genesis, we're going to coincide by Foxley Jester out of a dam Nyaka Susanna, owned by Sonny Comiskey of Epicurean Day.
All right, we're back. The heifer we have in second, like I said, she's a very compact heifer, very thick heifer. We just probably like to see a bit more frame in her, just to cover a bit more of that country. But still, she walks very well. She's a very adequate bone, but just a handy heifer. Beautiful udder development in these young heifers for the Flick V, which is a dual-purpose breed. The heifer we have in third place, she's a very good heifer. She's got length of body, tremendous length of body in her heifer. But we just like to probably straighten out those hind legs a bit and sort her out a bit better. But still, 3 good heifers to get us started today. Thank you.
Entrant number 1010, Wandina Relux. Entrant 1011, Wandina Roxanne. And entrant number 1012, Tennyson Vale Region.
And we have also Ragnar.
also exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited and Wandina Fleckby Stowe. I'll pass over the microphone to one of the judges for their comments.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ruby Canning, and it is my honour to be here today as the Associate Judge alongside my father at Beef Australia. I think this is one of those days you dream of as a kid, being able with your father that's been such an amazing mentor to me for my whole life. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you for the Fleckby Society for giving me this opportunity to be here alongside my father. And I'd also like to welcome you all here, and a welcome to our international online guests that unfortunately can't be here this year. This was a really nice class of heifers to begin my talk on today. This heifer gone for in first place. When both my dad and I were just looking for a heifer, we really like that power and that femininity, but that ability to combine the maternal traits which we believe are important. I really admire the soft suppleness of this heifer. She parades out well, she's long, she's deep, and she's really thick in that girth. She's got that room to grow and she strides out really well. From a maternal point of view, you get behind her and she's got that width in that hip to pin, she's got that springer rib, and she's got that maternal carriage, which we believe will go on to be the best potential cow in this class today. Going into second and third place, again, a really eye-catching heifer with the traditional colour, and I think an aspect which we really discussed in this breed today is Fleckbys are a dual-purpose breed traditionally, so for us, udder development and udder structure, as well as those ligaments underneath and the teat development, is really important, age especially, and that's what put this heifer in second place, is we'd just like to tidy her up a little bit. However, she's in second over third today because we just believe she had that bit more bone, that bit more springer rib, that depth of body, and she was a bit wider in her stance when she paraded around the ring. Therefore, she's in second today. The heifer in third, a really growthy, probably a later maturing heifer. She's tall, she's long, she probably didn't have that depth of body that we were looking for today. However, she's got that feminine front end, she holds her head up nice and well, and she's got that proud presence that we like to see in our females. So congratulations to all the breeders today, and thank you.
Start on the kangaroos, because kangaroos don't. So what we asked ourselves is, if we could actually take the first is to take or reduce
Class 4 into the ring
which is a huge
is champion
very quickly
calf female.
to remove
First in lot 1007, Midland Swaziland,
all antibiotics that
exhibited by Cramp Midlands Fleckby Stud, and then also 012 Transvaal region.
antimicrobial resistance, which is a huge issue. And the third is the ability to produce protein at a lower cost.
is awarded to Lot 1012, Tennyson Vale region, exhibited by Tennyson Vale Simmental and Fleckby Stud. And the reserve champion calf female is entrant number 1007, Midlands Roslyn, exhibited by Cramp Midlands Fleckby Stud. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. What do you want?
Kings Country is live from Beef 2021
That happens,
in
don't worry about it.
Rockhampton with Neil Stewart.
They just reckon it's better to have a look.
on Class 7. Bulls 9 months and under 12 months. First place was entry number 1014, Wandina Rafa, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud. And second place was entry number 1013, Stone Ridge Rome, exhibited by Sandbrook Stone Ridge Fleckby Stud. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments. Thank you.
It's just that if you're going to be...
Thank you. For our first bull class today, we've gone for this bull in first here. We just believe overall he carried that masculinity a little bit better, and that's why he's on top today. For us, when we look for a bull and even a future herd sire, we want masculinity. We want something that's got a prosperous outlook for a herd sire, and these young bulls, you can get a pretty good look at their future in the industry. Cattle in the paddock, and they've got a walk and they've got a parade, but they've also got to be able to produce red meat and that carcass ability, and we believe this bull on top just had that bit more power in his carcass as well, that bit more stretch across the loin and a little bit more length of body. So he's on top today for those traits. The bull in second, he was a bit more of a refined type. We just believe he didn't carry that masculinity or that depth of body or that Springer Rib of the bull in second. However, with saying that, he strides out well, and again, he's a young bull, so I'm sure he'll go on and produce into this industry, but just for the key attributes which I mentioned of the importance of red meat in our industry, we've gone for the other bull on top today. Thank you.
Pick of the day every time, the first time sells RV.
For your comments. Next class into the ring will be Class 8, bull 12 months and under 15 months. Entry number 1015, Hurlo Park Rambo, exhibited by Chris and Ashley Inkler. Entry number 1016, Wandina Robin Hood, exhibited by Glentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud. Entry number 1017, Stone Ridge Red Rock, exhibited by Sandbrook Stone Ridge Fleckby Stud. Next entry is entry number 1018, Wandina Richard, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud. And entry number 1019, also exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud.
The last one, they walked off, I didn't see the colours. Wandina who won the last one?
Wandina, yes. Wandina Rush. Yep, that's Stone Ridge Road. Entry number 1016, Wandina Robin Hood, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby. Second place, entry number 1017, Stone Ridge Red Rock, exhibited by Sandbrook Stone Ridge Fleckby Stud. Third place getter was entry number 1019, Wandina Rembrandt, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby. Fourth entry was lot number 1015, Hurlo Park Rambo, exhibited by Chris and Ashley Inca. And fifth place was entry number 1018, Wandina Richard, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments. Thank you.
Thank you. For this lineup of bulls here today, again, as I mentioned before, for us, we're stud breeders. We breed commercial cattle. We've got stud cattle as well, and we also enjoy a bit of crossbreeding also. However, when my father and I were assessing this class, again, it was came down to a balance of the attributes we were looking for most today. And for us, bulls need to move. They need to be able to breed cows, be mobile, get around on their feet. So for us in this class, we really looked at their hoof and leg structure, and we believe this bull on top, he was the most balanced in those traits today. He's probably the most even on his 4 feet in regards to the structure and his actual hoof and toe shape as well. So that's why he's on top for that main reason today. Walking around the ring, he appeared to be the most balanced bull as well. He's not heavy up the front and lacking behind, so he's got that even depth from the girth all the way to the flank, which is another attribute my father and I also liked. And I think watching him walk out, he's got that free locomotive movement, which I also like, and he's clean in that sheath. He's got a nice hind quarter on him. He's well set up in those hips and pins, and we just believe for this class today he was the most complete bull. Getting into second, a bull which really caught my eye as soon as he walked in. He's got that masculinity, that power. He's got that red meat that I was talking about. However, I'd just like to tidy him up a little bit in his hoof shape, especially in that back leg and that front leg as well, and that's why he's in second today. But again, a really eye-catching bull, and I think this bull will go on and do wonderful things for the industry. Getting down into our second half of the class, it became a little bit challenging, and I think we went for this bull today because, like I said, those traits are important. They need to be able to walk and still be masculine, and in this second half we believe he had those traits probably the best. When he stood up adequately square. He's got that length of body. He's probably got the most masculine outlook of these other two bulls. The bull in the next place, when he stood up, we were just a little bit concerned about the structure of his hind legs, so that's why he's a bit lower in the class today. However, really soft, supple class. He's got a good amount of softness around his neck. He's lengthening in the spine. However, he just didn't have that width across the top line or the loin and down through that hind quarter. Again, this bull in this placing, this lighter coloured bull, a bit more of a shallower kind of bull. He didn't have that masculine outlook which we like to see. He's long and he's probably a bit more later maturing. However, we just like the type of the animals that were on top of this class today. Thank you.
Mama sewed her eggs together, so in every piece we love you now. Many colors.
One 4, exhibited by Wandina Fleckby Stud. Wandina Rafa is the bull's name. Second bull into the ring is lot number 1016, Wandina Robin Hood, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud. male calf, entry number 1016, Wandina Robin Hood, exhibited by Gentrae Proprietary Limited, and Class 10 Reserve Calf Champion, entry number 1014,
We'll be back in a moment. We're doing
Wandina Rafa, also exhibited by Gentrae Proprietary Limited. I'll pass the microphone over to Ross Canning for his comments.
Thank you very much. In this bull calf champion class, we've had a look at these bulls through the classes before, and like Ruby mentioned, in that big class, there's a few little things that we'd like to change within these bulls, so that we've had to go through with the bull that we put in as our calf champion. Like I said, he's probably the most complete bull. He's got that eye appeal to him, and he's got that strength and length to him, and he stretches out fairly well. There's little things we said before. He's probably the most structured correctless bull that we've got here in this championship class. Probably the reason we put him over our reserve was for that. Our reserve calf, I'd like to change maybe his testicular development or something a little bit different, to change him a bit. Something I've noticed in these younger classes, in these Fleckvies, the testicular development is unbelievable for their age and their size of the testicles. They're very fertile breed and should breed on very well for getting cows and calf. So that's why we went with our calf champion today. He's just that much more eye appeal and just suited us a little bit better than our reserve. Thank you.
Is a withdrawal. Entry number 1021, Tennisvale Quinton, exhibited by Tennisvale Simmental Fleckvies, and entry number 1022, Wandina Quadell, exhibited by Gentrae Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckvies stud. Thank you.
So the first one then.
Vale Simmental Fleckvie sale, which is on the 28th of May at Illabo in New South Wales. If you can't make it on the day, it's also being transmitted through Elite Livestock Class 11, heifer 15 months and under 17 months. First is entry number 1021, Tennyson Vale. Entry number 1022, Wandina Quidell. Second place was entry number 1021, Tennyson Vale, Quinton. Thank you. Pass you over to Ruby Canning for her comments.
Thank you. Dad and I did have a bit of a discussion about this class, and I think it's one of those things that when you do judge with your father, you always have a bit of a different opinion, and that's okay. But in this class, we had two really different types of heifers. You've kind of got a bit more of a later maturing heifer, then you got another heifer with a bit more bone, a bit more spring of rib, a bit more power. But we've gone for this lighter heifer on top today, and it did come down to their walking ability. When she strided out, we just believed she carried those legs just a little bit better. She was a little bit more tighter in that hoof shape, and that's why she's on top today. And you get beside her, and she's a really tall heifer as well, but she's able to maintain that depth from her front end towards the back, and that's what we really noticed about her. So while she is quite tall, she's got that adequate depth throughout her body. You get behind her and beside her, and you can really admire that length of hip to pin for future calving ease, and that's another really important trait we saw in her today. And I think that's really important. You know, you're looking at these heifers, but you're also looking at them in the future too, so that's why she's on top today. In the front also, she's quite smooth and refined, and that continues out throughout her. The heifer in second, as I said, she's a really powerful heifer. She's got that bone that I really like. She's got that smoothness through the front, that springer rib, and that width of hips. However, she just wasn't as long in that hip to pin as the heifer on top today, and I think we're also just a little bit concerned about her tracking ability in that left hind leg, so that's why she's in second. But again, and I'd like to mention that, you know, this is just our opinion today. There's probably people thinking, oh geez, why did you do that? But it's our opinion, and that's what we believe is the future of this industry, and that's why we're pretty strict on that walking ability, so that's why we've gone for the white heifer on top today. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a .1023 Trinity Vale Cusera, exhibited by Trinity Vale Simmental Fleckby Stud. 1024 Wandina Queenie, exhibited by Gentro Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud. Entry number 1025 Trinity Vale Quantessa, exhibited by Trinity Vale. Entry number 1026 Trinity Vale Corina, exhibited by Trinity Vale, and entry number 1027 Wandina Unique, exhibited by Campfire Fleckby Stud.
And jinx it.
Beautiful. This is the hottest ground in Australia here when you're here this time.
ladies and gentlemen,
heifer 17 months and under 19 months. First place getter was entry number 1025, Trinity Vale Quintessa. Second place getter was entry number 1024, Wandina Queenie. Third place getter was entry number 1026.
Then I'll finish it.
Actually, Mimi, I just want to have a look at it. A friend of mine made these.
Okay, that's a bit different. Okay. Yeah.
Apologies for that. Class 12 results are in. Heifer 17 months and under 19 months. First place getter, entry number 1024, Wandina Queenie, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby, stud. Second place getter, entry number 1025, Trinity Vale Quintessa, exhibited by Trinity Vale. Third place getter, entry number 1026, Trinity Vale Corina, exhibited by Trinity Vale. Fourth place getter, entry number 1027, exhibited by by Campfire Fleckby stud with Wandina Unique. And fifth place getter was entry number 1023, Trinity Vale Qsera, exhibited by Trinity Vale. Pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for his comments. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And this is probably the most difficult class we've had today. That's why the changeover at the final leg of the race. The heifer we've got on front, the extreme, not extreme, but she's probably the most powerful. She's the biggest for weight for age heifer we've got. She might be a bit too racy for sort of our type that I like to breed, but we just felt when we pulled them up, we had another second look at her, and just her profile and the way she stopped and she looked, that's why we swapped them over to first and second. I also like the one thing about this first place heifer that we've got is her size of her feet for her age. She's going to have big feet, she's going to be able to walk around, and so that's why she sort of slipped up into first from second. The heifer we have in second place today, probably more our ideal type of heifer. She's that moderate frame, but she's got thickness and capacity about her. She's got a lot of good about her, but probably she just lacks a little bit in that neck extension that we really would have liked to seen in her. She carries herself well. She's got adequate bone, but like I said, she just didn't quite have that eye appeal and look over the first place heifer. The heifer we got in third place, like I said, she probably just lacks that little bit of capacity that we have in our second place heifer. We'd like to probably just straighten up her hind legs a little bit better, a bit more bone in her, but still, she's got that udder development for her early age, and she'll grow on very well. The heifers we have in fourth and fifth place, they're very similar type of heifers. They're all good heifers. They've all got that Fleckby advantage, that Fleckby dual purpose in them. They've got the carcass in them. They've got that udder development in them, and they've got that walking ability. So they're still very good heifers, and that's why we had such a hard decision in this class today.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, results are in on Class 13, heifer 19 months and under 21 months. First place getter was entry number 1031, Tennyson Vale Quiet, exhibited by Tennyson Vale Simmental Fleckby Stud. Second place getter was entry number 1029, Delvin's Secrets Out, exhibited by Robert Maxwell. And third place getter was entry number 1030, Stone Ridge Quartz, exhibited by Stone Ridge Fleckby Stud. Thank you. I pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments.
Thank you. We've got three quite different females in this class today. However, we've gone for this heifer on top just for her overall femininity, her smoothness, and we just believe she's the most balanced heifer in this class today. She's got that really feminine front end on her, which we both enjoy. She's got that suppleness, that softness. She's smooth across the top. She's strong across the loin. You get behind her and she's well set up in those hips and pins for that future calving ease, and she tracks out quite smoothly as well. And I go on and on about free locomotive movement, but I think it's really important. And especially up here, you know, cattle have got to walk to water, they've got to walk to feed, and they've got to walk to be able to be bred. And I just think this heifer's the most free-moving locomotive heifer in the class today. And again, she's got that eye appeal that I just adore, so she was a real standout winner here today. This heifer in second, we really admire the power and the width and the strength of spine of this girl. She's 4 months in calf, she's going to be able to go on and breed. She's got that width, however, she wasn't as smooth up that front end, she wasn't as feminine as a heifer on top today, so that's why she's in second. However, like I said, she's well set up, she's going to carve down, she's got those teats and that nice four even teat placement, so she'll go on in this industry. This heifer in third, she's probably the tallest, probably the most shallowest heifer in this class, and she's just in third today because we just would like to tidy her up in that back quarter a bit. She doesn't track out as well, especially on that right side. However, she's a long heifer and she's going to go on to do well. She's smooth in the front, she's long like I mentioned, but just comparison to the other two heifers on top today, she just was a bit overpowered. Thank you.
We have lot number 1024, Wandina Queenie, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited. Then we have entry number 1022, Wandina Cordell, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, and entry number 1031, Tennyson Vale Quiet, exhibited by Tennyson Vale Simmental Fleckby Stud. Thank you.
Best female I've ever bred. Not always with the idea of Charlotte's breed. Yeah.
My masterpiece, my Mona Lisa, and I need you to take just away. Don't make mistakes, but you can't beautiful, baby. Let my eyes be your mirror.
No, I'll come back when you come back.
1031 Tennyson Vale Quiet, exhibit by Tennyson Vale Scimitar and Fleckby Studs. And reserve junior champion female, class 15, has been awarded to entry number 1024, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, Wandina Fleckby Stud, and she's once over to the judges for their comments.
Thank you. In this junior heifer class, I'll make a few comments about the heifers in the back, which we've discussed before we go on to our two champions. You know, we got the big red heifer out the back. She's a beautiful heifer, but we just feel she's probably a bit more over conditioned for what we were looking for today. We'd like to change her walking ability, but you look at her, once she's in calf, when she calves, she's going to have that beautiful udder under her, nice 4 even placed teats, but she just wasn't there for our structural correctness and our walking ability today. The next heifer up in the baby junior heifer class, the next blonde heifer there, she's a very good type. She's got that length of body we were looking for, but I suppose with her it's the same thing. As a dual purpose breed, we're probably a bit concerned about her udder at the moment, the way she's developing for such an early age. It's still a very structurally correct heifer. You know, she's going to grow on if we just look after that udder. But the heifers that we've got in our champion heifer class and our reserve champion heifer class today, our champion, the darker red heifer here, you know, she's got that ability to go on and produce feminine female. She's wide muzzled and she's just a beautiful heifer overall. Probably, you know, as we all know, there's not the perfect animal out there, but you know, we've looked at the few little different things that we're looking for today, but she ticks the boxes for us for her moderate frame, her doing ability, and you get along the top of her, she's thick and she's a very handy heifer. She just probably got over our reserve heifer today for that reason. Our reserve heifer, she's probably that little bit later maturing type we have for her, but she's a very, very good eye appeal heifer. I've looked at the heifer a few times today and think, I don't know, is she any good? And then one little twitch with the handler on the end and she just smartens up that heifer and she looks like, you know, she could grow into that front paddock cow that we might miss today. You know, she's got that length of body to her and she's got that bone, and like I mentioned before, she's got that big fate, but she's, like I said, she's probably just a bit too late maturing for our type today that Ruby and I like to breed and show. So that's why we've gone with our junior champion today. It's just her capacity and her thickness and her femininity. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Class 33 Exhibitors Group, winner of that class.
Oh, Noxie always got one in the sale, but it's not here.
These are PP calf as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll find out. You're best to come down when we're finished. You've got to learn. You can have a good look around, they'll parade on you.
No, that's right.
Don't be frightened, just grab a seat and sit in the shade.
You do it. You've got to be
One thing I've come to realize.
These bulls that are going into these sales later in the week here, and all these bulls are going to go into herds and make their own mark, and I think it's really important to be aware of that every breeder is going to have their different traits that they breed for and their different market as well. But a really good calf to start these bull classes off with today, and I think he'll go on and do well. Thank you.
Thanks, Ruby. Next class is class 17, bull 17 months and under 19 months. We have two withdrawals. The first two entries, entry number 1036 Knox Q30 and entry number 1037 Knox Q25. Entry number 1038 Denmark Corindai, exhibited by Country Sand and Concrete Proprietary Limited. 1039 Trinity Vale Quantum Mystic, exhibited by exhibited by Trinity Vale. Entry number 1040 Wandina Quartzberg, exhibited by Glentrade Proprietary Limited, and entry number 1041 Wandina Queensland, exhibited by Glentrade Proprietary Limited, the four in this class. Thank you.
One of them.
All my friends finally convinced me to get out of the house. To help me forget, to help me.
What's wrong now? What are you?
Then I went to back
1040 Wandina Kreuzberg, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, and fourth place getter was entry number 1038 Denmark Corindai, exhibited by Country Sand and Concrete. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments.
Thank you. Again, quite a challenging class with the variety of the type that we've got in this bull class here today. We watched these bulls parade in, and I said over and over that I need a bull with good locomotion movement, I need masculinity, I need strength of bone for my bulls. And you know, these bulls, they're at an age and they're going to be going on to breeders, they're going to be going into herds, and I think we're at a critical time in our industry, and if cattle can't walk, how are they going to breed? And I think that's a really important part that my dad and I have emphasised all day. And this bull that we've gone for on top today, and again, it's a balance of those traits which we value in our herd ourselves, and he tracks probably the most adequately in the class here today. You know, he's probably the most balanced bull as well, and that's what really got him on top. He's masculine from that front end all the way to that hind quarter, and we believe that smoothness through the shoulders, yet that masculinity will be important for calving ease later in life. And he's supple, he's soft, but yet he's still masculine, which is really important. You know, we need that sari outlook, we need them to go on and breed, you know, bulls and females for our future herds, and we just believe today he's the most complete bull. Again, for breeding cows onwards, he's got good springer rib, he's got a good shape around the hip, and we just believe he was the most balanced bull for this class today. Going into second, again, quite a powerful bull calf. He's got good bone, he's got good masculinity, he's got probably he's got good even depth of flank, depth of rib as well. We'd like to tidy him up a little bit in that leg structure. We just believe he wasn't as balanced as the bull on top. However, the reason he is in second, and a really important point that we wanted to make, is we're in the red meat industry. We need our eye muscle area for our red meat. We need carcass ability, and we just believe this bull was able to show that power a little bit better over this bull that we've gone for in third today, and that's why that bull was in second, simply because he had a bit more grunt to him, a bit more power, a bit more eye muscle than compared to these bulls in third and fourth here today. If this white bull would like to lead out, again, quite a stretchy bull. You know, he's young still, so he's got skin to grow into. However, he wasn't as deep in the rib or in the flank as the bulls on top today. He wasn't as elevated in those hips and pins, which I like to see for those cows that he's going to breed into the future as well, for those heifers that he's going to put on the ground. And we just believe he wasn't as complete as the bull that we got on for on top. This bull that we've gotten for in fourth place today, he just likes that sire appeal a little bit. He's powerful up the front, however, he didn't have that strength in the hind quarter. But a bull that, you know, he might go on and suit someone's herd, but he just wasn't our type today, and that's why he's in fourth today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. Next class in ring 5 is class 18. Entry number 1042, Lizzie Valley Quinton, has been withdrawn from entry. We have entry number 1043, Wandina Quambone, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited. Entry number 1044, Delvin Timed Out, exhibited by Robert Maxwell. Entry number 1045, Darabar Quintus, exhibited by Darabar Fleckby Stud. Entry number 1046, Tennyson Vale Queenslander, exhibited by Tennyson Vale Simmental and Fleckby Studs. We have catalogues for both the Fleckvy 19 months and under 21 months. First place getter was entry number 1044, Delvin Timed Out. Second place getter, entry number 1045, Darabar Quintus, exhibited by Darabar Fleckvies. Third place getter was entry number 1046, Tennyson Vale Queenslander, exhibited by Tennyson Vale Scimitar Fleckvies. And fourth place getter was entry number 1043, Wandinia Quambone, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in this class today, we've gone for this exhibit on top today because he honestly just caught our eye as soon as he walked into the ring. His presence, yet his masculinity and that smoothness all combined is to me ideal for the show ring and also for the industry. And I think it's really important to look at this bull, and you look at him in the front end, the middle end and the end, and he's wide, he's deep and he's thick. And I think that's really important in our bulls. You know, we want evenness in our females, and this bull is going to produce that for you. You know, it's getting towards the end of the day and he's hot and he's tired, but this bull to us was just a clear standout. I really admired his presence, his smoothness, and just that ability to be masculine overall. And I always believe stylish cattle never go out of fashion, and to me he's that bull, and congratulations to the breeder of this animal. The blonde bull that we've gone for in second, again a really appealing bull, quite a soft, supple, fresh calf, and I really enjoy that freshness of both these top two animals, and they're soft. They're well balanced as well. However, we've just gone for the bull on top today compared to the bull in second. Is there was just that there was that difference in the balance in the body. This calf wasn't as smooth from the shoulder to the hind quarter, and that's something that he was put down for compared to the Red Bull. However, again, a really good calf, and he's going to go on to breed well. These two bulls in third and fourth, again, it was a bit difficult, and we had to pick and choose what traits we valued over which. And the reason that we've gone for this bull in third is he was just a bit more smoother in the shoulders, and he was a bit more angulated there as well, and that's something we looked for, and for calving ease as well. He's got that length of spine, that adequate depth of rib as well for his age. This bull that we've gone from fourth, he was just a little bit straighter in that shoulder, and wasn't as smooth as what I like to see shoulders of this age. However, 4 bulls, and I think it's really important to value the difference in these bull calves. You know, these bulls are going into a sale, they're going into herds, and I think it's really important to see that variety of what the Fleckvie breed can actually do and how it actually suits your own herd, not just what you want to breed for the show ring. So thank you.
You have this one too.
Class is
You can keep that.
Class 19, Junior Champion Male. In the ring, first entry is 1032, Trinity Vale Qzar Rocket, exhibited by Trinity Vale Fleckvies. Second is entry number 1041, Wandina Queen's Lad, exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited. And third bull in the ring was entry number 1044, Delvin Timed Out, exhibited by Robert Maxwell. Ladies and gentlemen, results are in for Class 31 Junior Champion Male. Entry number 1044, which is Delvin Time Dow, exhibited by Robert Maxwell, and Reserve Junior Champion in Class 20 is Darabar Quintus, exhibited by Darren Barr, Fleckby Stud. I'll pass the microphone over to Ross Canning for his comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In this champion junior bull class, this bull that we selected earlier as our class winner, like Ruby explained, he's just an outstanding calf. He's got that eye muscle appeal. He's got the softness. He's got a bit of fat cover on him. Like we said before, that we're sort of crystal balling on this bull, I reckon, because I think it's hot and tired, and he's just had enough for today. I reckon if you bring that bull out fresh, and he'll just cruise through the ring like he'd love it out here. So he's just a bit slow today, but we're just crystal balling him a bit for his mobility, and his doing ability is fantastic. Large eye muscle area, full of carcass, full of meat, but still, there we go again, the Fleckby, the dual purpose breed. We're producing meat on this bull. The blonde bull that we have as a reserve, there's just something about this bull, his mobility, the way he walks, he moves, the testicular development. It's just unfortunate that the bull that we had in Champion Junior just outpowered him today, but on any other day, I reckon that blonde bull would have probably swapped places and gone up to Junior Champion. Just a smooth shoulder bull, nice bullish head on him, and very well. The other two bulls in the junior section, they're all handy bulls. They'll find a job, and they're still very useful bulls. Unfortunately, that bull in the baby class only was there by himself. A bit of competition for him would have been fantastic. So, congratulations.
Thank you, Ross. Next class into ring 5, class 21, heifer 21 months and under 24 months. Entry number 1047, Denmark Kulaska. Entry number 1048, Wandina Quinamba. Both exhibited by Gentrade Proprietary Limited, and Kulaska is exhibited by Country Sand and Concrete Proprietary Limited. was entry number 1047, Denmark Kolaska. Second place getter was entry number 1048, Wandina Quinamba, exhibited by Gentray Proprietary Limited. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments.
I really love judging heifer classes, and I think admittedly it's one of my favourite options to judge, when you can see these females in the flesh and they're females, but they're going to go on and they're going to put calves on the ground and they're going to be your next generation. And I think it's really exciting in classes like this. You're not only judging the heifer as what she is in front of you, but you're also judging her potential and how she's going to grow out to suit yourself, your herd, and if you're selling her, how she's going to go on and suit others. And we've gone for this darker heifer on top today, as we just believe she was the most complete in the class. She's really wide. I don't want to say she's wide, because she's not in a bad way. She's very open in that front end compared to the heifer on top, but she's still able to maintain that wedginess. She's wide in those hips and she's smooth in those shoulders, and that's something we really admired from the second she walked in. And also in those front shoulders, she's a little bit more angled, she's a little bit more softer in those front angles, and I think that's really important for doing ability and being able to walk around the paddock and be able to get bred as well. So we really admired her for those reasons. And strength of bone as well, she was a little bit stronger, a little bit wider. She's nice and wide at the back, and you get into her business end and she's developing nicely with an udder underneath her, and she's wide in those hips, wide in those pins, but she also displays a tremendous amount of femininity and softness, which I believe is really important for our females. We've gone for the heifer in second. Again, a really delightful female, and I really admire her. She's very easy doing heifer. She's smooth and she's refined. However, there's just a few things with her leg structure and her angles which we would like to tidy up, and that's why she's in second. She's a little bit flatter ribbed, however she's still been able to extend that spine, and she's strong across the loin as well. She strides out nicely, and we wish these heifers all the best for their future, and also the breeders as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. Class 22 is next in ring with a cow 24 months and under 30 months. There's only one entry number 1049, Trinity Vale Queen of Hearts, exhibited by Trinity Vale Fleckvies. Results are in for class 22, cow 24 months and under 30 months. First place is Trinity Vale Queen of Hearts, exhibited by Trinity Vale Fleckvies. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments. Thank you.
We've only got one exhibit in this class today. However, as soon as she walked into the ring, we thought, wow, what a superb udder this female has. And the Fleckvies are dual-purpose breed. They've been bred for meat and they've also been bred for milk. And overseas, they're still predominantly a milk breed. And we see it all the time. And I think a beautiful uddered cow like this is what our industry needs. She's balanced, she's soft, she's feminine, she strides out well. And I think that udder just completes her so well. You look at the calf, he's a young calf, but he's got good growth for age, he's got good meat, he's soft and he's supple, and to me, that health of that calf shows the health of the cow. She's got that nice, that good quality milk, she's been able to look after him from the start, and I think that's really important for our next generation in our herd as well. You know, it's really easy to see a nice cow, but when you see a good calf at foot like you do today, you can see that she's doing her job, she's doing her place in our industry, and we need more udders like that, because holy, that is a very beautiful udder, and I really congratulate the breeder and the exhibitor on this wonderful cow today. And just unfortunately she didn't have more competition in this class, but I think she'll be very competitive as we move forward, and yes, congratulations.
Thanks, Ruby. Class 24, there's no contenders in that class, so we'll go to class 26, senior champion female. Thank you.
We've got a result in the first class of the pole ring. The winner of that class is Omega-3 Gracie, and I'll hand over to Mr. Graham.
Is it bags, and what else did you say? All made from cowhide, Australian cowhide.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results are in for class 26, senior champion female.
Okay, and so what do you
was awarded to
we have jury.
entry number 1049, which was Trinity Vale Queen of Hearts. Reserve senior champion female in class 27 was awarded to Denmark Kowalska exhibit by Country Sand and Concrete. I'll pass the microphone over to Ruby Canning for her comments. Thank you.
I spoke about this cow before, and I also have the great privilege of talking about her again. And we've been breeding Fleckvies and Simmentals for many years, and my grandfather was one of my best mentors, and he always said to me, he said, Ruby, value those cows with an udder like she does. Value those cows that are going to go in your herd and be structurally sound and also produce a powerful calf and do well for the industry. And these udders, this cow has is truly recognisable, not just in the Fleckvie breed, but from an interbreed point of view as well. And she's soft and she's supple and she's feminine. And there's nothing more that I love about a cow like that. And she's a wonderful cow. And I mentioned before that the softness of this calf, and to me that's really important. If you've got a soft and healthy calf, that cow is doing a good job on her calf. She's been able to provide that milk and that fat and everything else of that good juice in that milk, and he's going to go on and do well in this breed as well. And just a really an admirable female, and I think I've spoken about her enough, but this female really needs to take all the credit because she's an outstanding girl. And again, the female in reserve, she's another soft female and she's got tremendous femininity, and they're both going to go on and do wonders for this industry and for the breed. And again, look at those cows from a dual purpose point of view. She can milk, she can breed meat. What more do you want? So congratulations to the breeders today.
Thanks, Ruby. which is, sorry, 1031,
Selling, buying, looking to invest, looking for a place to rent or somewhere to set up your business.
which is Tennyson Vale Quiet, also exhibited by Tennyson Vale Simmental and Fleckby Studs.
Property goals. For all things real estate, talk to the team.
And entry number 1049, Trinity Vale Queen of Hearts, exhibited by Trinity Vale Fleckby's.
Livingston and Angus on property sales on the 20th of August with great deals on offer. Reach out to John or Lady Gaffney at Booth 2021 or find out more on the granita.com.au website. Granita, Livingston and Angus are 4 regional partners for Booth 2021.
Parkhurst Quality Meats specialise in quality cuts of meats not previously seen in Rockhampton, and every day they work to create new tasty creations for their customers. Parkhurst Quality Meats, where quality and quality is guaranteed. Find them in the Parkhurst Town Centre.
Kicks Country wants you to know what.
Thank you very much for today. You know, here we are. This
2021.
This is the Fleckby breed right here, I believe, the females. Well, I've got a bit of a reputation. I like my junior heifers. I've placed junior heifers over cows and calves plenty of times in my judging career. You know, when you get the two good junior heifers that we have, we get the baby heifer, the calf champion, then the junior champion heifer. Very similar types. You know, they got the capacity. Ruby and I will be able to find these today, pulling them out through the judging today. They're very similar to the type that we like. They got the capacity and the thickness to them. But unfortunately today, the old girls come through. We're going to go with the cow and the calf today. Like Ruby keeps going on. This cow is tremendous. She's probably got a lot of points ahead of her to make up for the bull. We like to judge the calves a bit with the cows, but today this cow just gets a few extra more points towards herself, and that's why she's up here as our champion cow at Beef 2021. Thank you very much.
My friends and everybody else, my made a little full of ourselves. I bring the whiskey, tequila,
Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Champion Female was entry number 1049, which is Trinity Vale Queen of Hearts, exhibited by Trinity Vale Fleckby Stud. Thank you.
We have a result here in the class 3.
1051 Coolamont Quinton, exhibited by Coolamont Fleckvies. Entry number 1052 Darabah Quip, exhibited by Darabah Fleckvie Stud.
Some things just go better together. And probably